Good morning, everyone. Mic check. Can you guys hear me good?
Loud and clear, loud and clear. Good to see you, man.
Perfect. What's up? Interesting market overnight, but I'm watching these midnight opens. Actually, it's a good setup. This could be a potential double bottom setup. Who knows? However, it's clear as day what I'm watching. I am looking at. I'm looking at 69.29 to 69.26. I need to see a 5-minute two up like within the next 1 minute candle here, and then I'll go long. If not, we could potentially sell off bad. So the log will be very tight. If we could get the 5-minute two up above 69.29, I'll bite long, and I'll use tight stops. I'll probably use lower day for the overnight session as my stop, which will be like 69.20. Just to account for slippers. This is only if we get a 5-minute two up right now. 30-minute looks semi decent. This could be a double bottom if they want to do it. Hourly, it is a current two down. 35 minutes left. So we'll see what happens here. I think we're getting a new 5-minute candle in about 20 seconds. We did get a daily two up trigger, so I'm anticipating buyers to come step in soon and push us up. But I mean, we did get a daily two up. All right, 3 seconds, 2 seconds. I mean, I do like to see buyers stepping in now, so that's good. Okay, two up their trigger. I'm biting long. And I'm gonna use my lower day as stops. In this case, I'll probably use, 69.20 stops. So again, I have my reason as to what I was looking for. And I got that so far, so I'm biting. Market's about to open in about 5 minutes too. So all I want to see now is some two up continuation above 69.29. Let's see if we can get a push to 69.46. It'd be a nice push if we can get it. At that point, 69.46, I'll probably exit, and then we'll wait for another setup there. This is again only if we get it. So just following what I see. The trade doesn't work out, the trade doesn't work out. It's okay. But we did get a failed two down here on a 5-minute on this candle here. So I want to see if we push up. No failed two on a 15 yet. No failed two on a 30. It's just a failed two on a 5. And the 10 is currently trying to put in the failed two. So we'll see if this plays out. A break above 36 would be good. This is a value area low for the overnight session. PLC is up here with value area high at 68, which is PDH as well. Let's see if we get this move. I mean, I'm looking at structure. I'm looking at setups. This looks like a double bottom that could potentially be going into play here on a 5-minute. So I want to see if we get follow through. Only reason why I'm targeting 69.46 is because that was some turbulence area before they sold this off, leading into our opening New York session. So if we can target there, that'll be cool. And then I'll wait for another 2-up trigger up there, and then we'll try longs for higher. But that's only if we get it. Market's about to open in about 30 seconds. All right, markets are open. We got a 3-bar. Not really what I want to see here, because now this can get pretty violent on either direction if they don't break the upside. We're giving up this midnight open below. We got to get back above it, or they're going to sell this off to 69.04. We haven't broken above overnight session low day yet. That's where my stop is at. Once we break that, I'm stopped out, and I won't be attempting longs unless we got back above these midnight opens, of course, and then again had that 5-minute 2-up trigger. So I'm still watching this, still in my trade, but haven't gotten stopped out yet. Again, once I seen that 3-bar, I was like, this thing can get very violent. So we're currently experiencing that violence. Super volatile right now. Super volatile right now. Super volatile right now. Super freaking volatile. Holy hell. Yeah, this is super volatile right now. Only way we get continuation here and not a sell-off is if we get a 5-minute 2-up trigger again. All right, I'm gonna exit here. Target hit, exit. Exit those longs. Target hit. Yes, this can go higher, but now we wait for another 5-minute 2-up setup that was perfect. That was a perfect example of my system going to work. Give me a second. Let me just get this there. That was a perfect setup. So what happened was, again, I didn't like the 3 candle at open. I wanted more of a 2 up, but once I seen that 3, I knew things would get volatile. So what I was looking for were these midnight open belows to open, or to hold. So 69.29 to 69.26. I needed it to hold. We broke under it just a little bit, but buyers started getting back above it. So the way I have these levels set up, and this is coded here, is if this, then that, right? So if these yellow lines hold, then the next yellow line above or below, in this case above, should be tested, right? That's what happened. Now, the next setup for here will be the same thing. If price holds above this yellow line, the next ones above are these to be tested, right? Which is why you can see where I got out of. Let's say we held under 69.26, and this is where I said things can get pretty scary for the buyers. If we held under 69.26, I had no yellow lines up until 69.04, right? So that would have been a big sell-off, right? So now that we've broken above this yellow line, I don't have any reason to chase this. I can just wait for a new 5-minute candle to open, put in a 2 up, and then at that point you can take your long continuation off that if you want to. With me, I like to see the 5-minute stochastic RSI more in this buyer zone for me to comfortably take that setup. Now, I know I could be leaving price on this table, but I have another strong probability setup that I'm looking at more of than taking this. So what I do want to see is, remember, we broke above the PDH overnight, previous day high. So that told me that the overall trend can be bullish so long as we hold above PDH. So what I'm looking for is, okay, I don't care about none of this. Anything that happens here, I don't care, because we can at any point just pour right back down and give up all of this, right? We already did it overnight. So I want to see them retest 65, break above 65, and get us a new 5-minute candle to give us a 2 up trigger if we can get it. Once we get that, then we can hold for a much better move. As you can see, 46 to 58, it's a decent move, but from 65 to 7,000, I'm going to go for that a lot better. And since I know it's going to be a high probability trade if we can hold above previous day high, since I know how that works, I'm more keen to taking that position more than taking whatever is in here, because I've already now caught quote unquote the lows for the morning session, and we've played it to where we previously sold off overnight. So now I'm gonna wait. I could again degen this with a 5-minute 2 up day trigger. I could degen this and still take the move. Use stops slightly under this yellow line, so I'll probably have stops at like 40 if I were to go long at 52, or have stops at like 42, just give myself a 10-point stop or something like that. And then at that point you can go for a 1-to-1, so target 59 or target 63. You could pretty much target PDH if you want to, since that's where I'm looking for price to push to, right? But if we get the break above PDH, then at that point we know the trend is up. There's no reason to be shorting, and we can continue to play for a much bigger move, which will be to 7,000. So all of this is a nice brewing setup. We found that the double bottom held valid for the most part. Now it's just another sitting on my hands, patience, game away type shit. So that's what I'm gonna do. And I did size up on that trade there. So let me post the gains. This is off to funded. So I did play ES since I was giving myself such a tight stop loss, which is at low a day. I did play ES on that one instead of the micros. So I'm gonna wait and see what happens now. I really want to see the break above 65 and get a retest, and then we can play for the move higher. So I hope you all... Did I post the shit in the wrong fucking channel? I posted shit in the wrong channel.
You can just forward it over.
Oh, I can?
Yeah, should be able to.
Okay.
You should be able to, since you have access to all channels, you should be able to forward it just over to your futures.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah, so I hope you guys were able to catch that long. I'll be live all week this week. Again, I hope you guys were able to catch something off of that move up. I'm just waiting now. Now I'm just sitting on my hands waiting. I have no reason to really chase this. Again, the risk to reward from 46 to 58, I could catch it. It already tried to hit 57, so that move low-key already happened. However, as far as the stop loss that I really wanted, realistically, right, it would have been too wide from 46. Like, it would have been too wide. I would have literally, realistically, for being real, would have had my stops at 29 to 26, and that risk to reward just wouldn't have been worth it for me. Now, yes, I could have still caught something, but with me, I like to catch big moves. So ideally, I want to see the break above 65 to let me know, hey, not only are we pushing back up off of the double bottom that we created, but buyers are now back in control with the break above PDH, because we know if the daily 2 up triggers and we can get the hold above it, we should continue higher to the next daily target. So at this point, just looking at the daily time frame with the daily 2 up trigger from previous day, and I'll clean up the chart just a little bit here, just a wee bit. So looking at this daily 2 up trigger, our next ideal target, even though we are looking for 7,000 bits on that midnight open, we should see anywhere from 7,020 to 7,030 hit. I'm more leaning on the 7,030. And remember, we are still in an overall megaphone setup. We've bounced off of the lower megaphone, which was a PDL. So if we didn't hold that, we would have sold off a lot lower. So we bounced off of that. Buyer stepped in a little bit last week. Now we're looking for a continuation up since we got the 2 up trigger. If this was a 1 candle, I would have honestly called it for the day until I seen a 2 up trigger, would have waited for the retest and take it. But the fact that the trigger happened, I'm gonna still stay on, have some patience, and see, are buyers here? Are they here? Now, we do have a lot of important data coming this week, so that is something to take note of if the market decides to still go choppy. Yeah, just sit on your hands and wait. If you want to chase, go ahead, be a DJ and chase, but I'm gonna sit on my hands and I'm gonna wait. Only because I've seen that not only did we sell off around this 58 to 60 level, what was it? 1 time, 2 times major, the 3rd time before we opened. So this is clearly an important level where shorts are stacked. If we can hold above it, we should squeeze them out, and that squeeze should cause them to cover above PDH, which should then give us our thrust to get to 7,000. That's only if we can squeeze them out there. So 5 minutes stochastic R size in my seller zone. I'm no longer interested in trying to grab a long entry as of now. I'll wait. Even though my 30 minutes still says we could still have an upside push, hourly still says we could still have an upside push, I'm going to wait. Knowing when to strike is crucial in this game, just so you're not over trading and things of that nature. We could potentially be squeezing out these shorts here. Notice where it bounced off of. It bounced off of it. It's called a midnight open, but just to let you all know, to get you all more familiarized with what I expect when I see these levels hold, I'll just say it's a if this, then that, right? So if this didn't hold, if this yellow line didn't hold, then that would have happened. A dump towards 69.29 would have happened. If this 69.46 yellow line held, then a push to these yellow lines up here should happen, right? 58 all the way to what? 58.75, which as you can see is happening. So now if we can get the break above this yellow line, it's the same thing. If this, then that. If we hold above 58.75 or 59, which is where shorts are still stacked up at, then that will happen. A push to PDH or 69.65 will take place. If we break above 69.65 or the yellow line, then that will happen. A push to 7,025. And this is the real move I'm trying to catch. I don't care about any of this. This is all chop and all noise to me. This is the real move I'm trying to catch. This is a better risk to reward. Because let's say we do go long at 65. I'll then have a much more better stop to an extent. Because I can now, instead of putting it at 58, I'll put it at 55. And that is 2 midnight opens that it would have to break under, which is tight. So I like that setup a lot better. That's kind of what I was trying to play last night because I already tried longs and it didn't work. So, yeah. I'm sure you all can see why I said I'm not chasing this long. It doesn't fit my setup parameter, at least on the 5 minute, to grab an entry. On the 30, on the hourly, sure, for the most part. For right now, at least. But on the 5 minute for an entry, no. There's no setup for me to take. This was a clear setup for me to take, right? This is more of a short setup, but since I'm not really looking for shorts right now at the moment, it's just not something that I would take. If I was scalping, okay, sure. We didn't break above this, so we had to come back down here. Yes, I would have scalped for it. Boom, boom, right? Now we're not holding 45, right? So if we don't break back above 45 or 46, then we should pull right back down to 29, 26. And again, if this doesn't hold, we're going to sell off today. So just take note of that. This is a crucial level, 69.26. As you can see, they just tried to save this above 46. Notice that it was going to drop if they didn't save it, like I said. So still waiting. This is a chop zone. Not interested in playing anything in here. I need to see the break above 65. If we don't get it, we don't get it. We're just going to chop up all day, but that's okay. In the meantime, while we still wait for this, I'm gonna look at my other screen here and let's work on some code. Nice pop so far. Alrighty. This looks good. You can see that the if this then that lines are fucking working. So again, this is not my ideal setup. So once we get the break above, we got to get the retest. So I'll still wait it out. This is where patience really comes to test you, because the degen me wants to take these longs. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I'm human just like the rest of y'all. The degen me wants to take these longs. Like, the music in the background is lo-fi hip hop. Lo-fi hip hop. That's a genre. So if you go to that genre, you'll find a slew of music that you like. Okay, they got the push. So again, we just broke PDH 1 time, 2 times, 3 times. This is the 4th time we've just spiked through PDH, right? So now I'm gonna see what the new 5-minute candle is gonna do. Is the new 5-minute candle gonna open and push above it? If so, okay, we wait for the next 5-minute candle. So like what I'm looking for, and I'll show you guys the setup that I'm talking about here. This would be a setup like right here, right? This is overnight when we sold off. I was asleep, so I didn't get to experience like all of this run up. But when we sold off, if I was playing long, would I go long here? No. Would I go long here? No. Would I, the degen me try and go long here? Yes. But the safe answer is no. Here, yes. This is a little bit tight, but yes. And the reason being is because you are putting in a 2 up off of a midnight open, right? So if you were taking this, yes, it works, but it would have been a kind of tight trade to an extent, only because this would have been your target, not your real target, but you would need to see a break above the 29. Now, you could have taken it here, or you could have taken it here, right? So 2 up trigger, boom, I'm in the trade, right? I have my setup as far as the stochastic RSI. Now, we did trade sideways a bit. We popped, trade sideways a bit, popped, trade sideways a bit. But what did you notice was holding? The midnight opens, right? Okay, so if I'm taking it off the yellow line, off of 29, where am I targeting? I'm targeting this next yellow line up here. I see all of this, but we're just trying to take this, play it technical, right? Play it how the banks play it. These lines are what banks play off of. Okay, so we held above this yellow line even though we were trading sideways, and then what happened? You eventually got your spike, boom, all you're looking for is 2 up continuations. You got the 2 up continuations, and then your target hit. It did give you a little bit slippage past your target, but it eventually, I mean, your target did hit, right? So what happened with the play that we took this morning? Okay, even though we got some slippage candles with this 3 bar here, what did I take, right? Did I take this 3 candle down? No. Did I take this 2 candle here? No. I literally waited and I said, I want to see these midnight opens touch and then give me a 2 up trigger. This was a 2 up trigger that I took off of it. Yes, we went into a 3 bar, but thankfully the 3 bar held based on the system and everything. The 3 bar held above the midnight open. So it was if this, then that. And we got our target. Now, did we get slippage past our target? Of course we did. Am I complaining about it? No. All I'm doing is just waiting for the same setup. Just play your same setup. Whether it's at a different point in price action, just play the same setup, right? So another example, and this is just playing longs, right? Another example is right here. We have the stochastic RSI, excuse my language, in the 0 zone, 2 up trigger off of midnight open. So what, you go long off of 49, stops at 46. If you want it slightly under, put it at 44. You're targeting 58. You got your target. A little bit slippage, yes, but you got your target. All right. Now you can kind of see why I'm going for the much bigger target areas is because, like, yes, these targets are nice, but for me, I like to catch big moves, you know? So we got the break above 68, 2 up trigger. Holy shit. Do I go long now or do I wait? This is where things become crucial. So what I'm going to do is I'll take some tester longs here. So I'll go light on MES. I'll go very light MES here. I'm not in the longs yet. So what I'm going to do is I'll just get a feel of what's going on the 1 minute real quick. Looks like we may get a squeeze here because shorts might have to cover. So I'm going to try some longs here, light longs here. I'm gonna use midnight open as my stop loss. Very, very light longs. So I went long at 69.50. And my stops are going to be slightly under midnight open, so I'm going to have it at 69.63. And again, this is a PDH break play, so if I do get stopped out, I get stopped out. It's okay. I'm playing light on this move, only because the risk to reward is still good. Even if I size light, I can still catch from 60 all the way to 7,000. It's almost a 30 plus point move. Almost 30 to 40 points move. So I'm chilling. I don't have to play ES micro or ES mini. I can just play the micro. So I'm playing micros with this move here, but I am long. And it's just off the 5-minute 2-up. Now, this is not my full ideal setup. I'm well aware of that. So if I do get stopped, I'm not really worried, because then I'll just literally wait for what I'm looking for. And I'll let you all know what I'm looking for. What I really want to look for this long, this is a premature long, but what I'm looking for a much better setup for long is this stochastic RSI here on a 5-minute has to go down here. So if this does get hit on the stops, I'll chill, I'll wait. And then we'll just see when this 5-minute stochastic RSI gets into this zone here. Hopefully we're still holding above 65 at that point that it's happening. And then we can just continue pushing higher. So if this doesn't push now and we get our stops tagged, which is just slightly under midnight open here, I won't be upset. I'll just wait. But I am, from this point on here, I'm not like sizing up heavy. I'm just sizing very light because we're trying to play a breakout move, and this is a PDH break. Now we could catch it, but we'll see what happens here. I do like the 30-minute setup, and I do like the 1-hour setup. The only thing I really want for a much cleaner entry, which I fault myself for, that's my mistake, but the only thing I want for a cleaner entry is a stochastic RSI down here. It's not, so it's like, this can go a little bit either way right now in the shorter time frames, being that I have such a tight stop loss, but we'll see if it works in our favor here. Let me get back to, yeah, if this gets stopped out, then it gets stopped out, but I'm gonna get back to my code. Because now we're breaking under this yellow line, so I already know if this, then that, right? So if we don't get back above this yellow line here, we could potentially get stopped on this long attempt here, which, again, all good. Wouldn't bother me too much. I don't like how this candle opened. This has more of a probability of triggering a 2 down than it does a 2 up, just based on the placement. So unless buyers step in right now, I anticipated 2 down the trigger and then to stop me out because my stop is literally at 63 flat. So it came close. Hasn't triggered yet, but it's, I mean, super close. So it's like super, super, super close. Okay, triggered. Stop triggering. That's on me. I already know why that triggered. So as long as I know why it happened, then I can avoid it next time. So now we just wait. Just wait to see what happens. We need this to cool, obviously, because again, every time we took that setup and it was cool, that's when we seen good continuation. Every time it got into that turbulence zone up here, I mean, the continuation was there to an extent, but then eventually came back to what we call reality, right? So I'll just wait. In the meantime, I can go work on my code. So as long as, again, I can understand what happened, I'm chilling. Okay, we got another 2-up trigger. It's not directly above midnight open, so take this one of two ways. I could take it now and use the stop down here at 58, or I could wait for the next candle to open. That's the two ways I can go about this. I'll wait for the next candle because we already got the break. I'll wait for the next candle if we can get it. It's 3 minutes though, so it's gonna be a long fucking 3 minutes. But my thesis is correct. We got the break of a PDA, so we should be pushing up here to 7,000. I just need a clean entry. So come give me an entry. It's already broken above. Don't just break and go. One minute left. And it's trying to fucking go. Come back to reality real quick. This is kind of... maybe I should have taken my DJ entry. Maybe not, but I'll still wait. 50 seconds left. Let's give me a 2-up trigger. And then I'll just use a PDH as stops at that point. But yeah, this would have been nice. 2-up trigger right here off of this midnight open, which was breaking the 65. Could have taken it. You stops just below. And then we would have been off to smooth sailing here to catch this pop. But 30 seconds left. I'm hoping this thing can just give us a pull, like a slight pullback with then a 2-up trigger, and then we can continue the push higher. She burst. It's fucking going. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. New candles opened. Like, this thing just clearly wants to go. I mean, I don't think it wants to really wait for me. Yeah, I don't think this wants to wait for me. 74. That's gonna be I'll bite. I'm long. I'll keep stops at actually no, I'm not gonna long this. I'm actually gonna wait. If it goes, it goes, but I'll wait this out. This is just me saying that I want this 5 minute down here to come breathe. Because I am going against it. Maybe I should go against it, but I'll wait. I don't care. If it runs without me, it runs without me. That's perfectly fine. Oh, this hoe's gonna run without me. Oh, this hoe is gonna run without me, chat. No. No. Question is, do I long this here? It's not in my full setup. I gotta wait. I gotta wait. I gotta wait. At least, like, if it's gonna make this type of run up, okay. But at least on the next candles, chop it up so this can cool off faster. At least. Then at that point, I'll be a lot comfortable taking it off of 65 and then going. But if not, this thing might just gap and go. I'm not gonna lie to you. Might just gap and go. Yeah, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna stay disciplined. So you give me this 5 minutes to cool, and then I'll go long, or else I just wait. If it runs, it runs. That's perfectly fine. But I'm gonna wait this one out because I already know that I can get clean setups off of this like this. Even though it's here, like as you can see, it was in the seller zone. And yes, it was running up, which is what we're currently experiencing. It was running up, but then it came back to reality. Like it dipped a lot more than I anticipated it to. So yes, I do see it breaking out. That's cool. I'm gonna wait. If it runs, it runs, but I'll wait. I could be taking the 1 minute setups too, but nah, that's like scalping and I don't scalp. I'll wait. I doubt I'm gonna get my entry. Highly doubt it. Buyers are really trying to step in here, so trying to watch this closely. I'm hoping we can get this retest still. I really hope we can still get it and then get a trigger off of it so I can take it to 7,000, or else it's just going to run to 7,000 on its own. Like just off of this trigger down here, which is going to be rather annoying, not going to lie. So we'll see what happens. Just going to be patient. If I get it, I get it. If I don't get it, then I don't get it. That's okay. Yeah, I think we're just gonna run here with no real pullback for that entry. So this was the entry. I missed it. It's okay. What I will do is I'll just stay on until we can get the push to 7,000. Once we get that push, I'll call it off, unless we can get the pullback. But I just want to see my thesis play out and work. It's, remember, if this, then that, right? So if we held above 65, we're going to 7,000. So I just want to see if that holds true. That's about it, since I wasn't able to get entry. And again, the reason why I'm not worried is because this is a system that I know works. So all I got to do is just wait for another setup and take that. But in the meantime, I'm still coding. Oh boy, I just did it. I think I did it. Yep, this thing is running, chat. That was my entry, which was missed, but it's okay. I just like to see that my setup works. $30-minute 2-up triggered as well. Yeah, this thing is going to 7,000. There's really not much for me to say. You guys can clearly see the system going to work, in a sense where if this and that, as far as the midnight opens, we're getting all of that to play out right now. Okay, let me just go add this one. Or yeah, and there's a new 30-minute 2-up trigger, so this thing is probably gonna pop to 7,000 before it pulls back. Maybe this is our pullback. I still want to see if we get this retest. Five-minute stochastic RSI is trying to pull back. I want to see if we can get a sweep or something. Looks like a slow grind up. That's all. The 5-minute stochastic RSI is pulling back. However, I'm not getting a sweep towards any midnight opens. So this could be just a slow grind up. All right, y'all. I'm gonna call it a day here. It's probably going to 7,000. I don't have a clear entry. I mean, I could take this entry here, but I don't have a clear setup off the 5. But yeah, it's for sure gonna make that push to 7,000. Maybe get some slippage to 7,020. However, that's gonna be all from me. I'll be live tomorrow. Hopefully, we can get a setup tonight. But yeah, I'll be live tomorrow to see what the market had in store. But just from looking at how we moved today, everything played according to what I expected to happen. If we look at what happened in the morning, again, we held above midnight opens with a value area low as well. We popped to the next midnight open at 46, held above that, popped to the next midnight open at 59.60, held above that, popped to 65, which was also previous day high. There was a midnight open that lined up there. Absolutely ripped above it. And now we're just gradually pushing. So this is going to go for this next yellow line. It's almost like a magnet, so to speak. Now, unless this comes back down and breaks under this yellow line, on any pullbacks, if we still hold above PDH, it should continue to push for this one up here. But apart from that, yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today. It's just watching paint dry at this point. But yeah, I'll be live tomorrow. Thank you all for